So DeSantis, I'm giving DeSantis a B. The reason why I'm giving him a B is first, so, not great, not bad. He was very poised, very smart, and concentrated on his answers. I thought he had some of the best answers of the night. He went really hard at Trump at the beginning, talking about how he should have been there, how, Trump has changed since he was, how he was in 2016, which is a really fair critique and very true. But then he just kind of like stopped talking about it. And look, I get it. You want to look forward when you're, when you're running for president. You're not trying to focus on other people. And I think that there is this inherent weakness in talking about someone else. But if he's 50 points ahead of you, you kind of have to like start slinging mud at him if you want to make any difference. And he didn't do that enough. That's why I couldn't give him a higher grade. DeSantis, some of his best kind of looks during the debate, and my favorite parts, was he took some really strong language both against Hamas and the Mexican cartels and defending Israel. He basically called to his military experience. The theme of the night was foreign policy, if you didn't watch the debate. All of it was on foreign policy, and as we'll talk about later, it was a much more effective debate because of that. And it's not because, I guess I should rephrase it, I don't think they chose to do foreign policy on purpose. I think when it came down to it, NBC looked at where do these politicians actually differ, like where do they disagree? And they found that almost all of it was on foreign policy, and that's why they focused on that. I don't think it had anything to do with foreign policy itself. It's just that when you're Fox Business and you're talking about immigration the whole time, all of the Republicans agree on that. Really quick, I want to talk about the first sponsor of this podcast, Gulag America. I'm wearing one of their shirts now. Here, whoop, the microphone's in the way. Gulag America, sorry, I'm just like showing off the side here. Gulag America is a premium apparel brand for patriotic clothing. They also make Josh Carr shirts. Go check those out as well at gulagamerica.com. As we roll into the Christmas season, they make as just a fantastic gift. They have both men's, women's clothing. It's really high quality. I've washed this a couple times and it looks just as new as when I bought it. Also very affordable. So go check them out again at gulagamerica.com. If you use my code JoshCarr10, you will get 10% off on all of your orders at Gulag America. Again, that's JoshCarr10 at gulagamerica.com. Like, I would trust any 5 of those people on the stage, including Donald Trump, so 6, to get that done, including freaking Asa Hutchinson and Doug Burgum, who no one wants to vote for. I trust all of them on immigration. No one disagrees, with the southern border if you're a Republican. So I thought it was much more effective talking about foreign policy. DeSantis specifically did very good, and he called to his military experience in a lot of it. Now, I know what you're thinking. He always talks about his military experience, and I agree it can be annoying at times, but I think in this instance, because we were talking so much about the Middle East, they talked a lot about Iran, they were talking a lot about Israel. I think it was very effective since DeSantis served in Iraq, and he was able to communicate it in a way that I think was a lot better than past debates, where it wasn't annoying. It was like, oh yeah, he probably like understands this on a way that other people don't. And when he said things like, I'm not going to send your sons and daughters abroad, I like really believed him, because it's like he knows what it's like. And I thought that was very effective. So again, that's why I'm giving him a B. One thing that DeSantis and I believe Vivek Ramaswamy said, which I think is a little bit of a hot take, but I commended them for saying it, was he said that he would cancel students' visas if they were openly supporting Hamas in the United States. And I think that's a really hard policy, but again, I respected them for, I don't even know where I stand on that policy. I'm not sure if I'm like 100% on board with that, but the fact that they were willing to say it made me feel like DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy were starting to break out of this politician-y mindset, and they were just saying straight up what they thought. That's pretty much it for DeSantis. He didn't really interact with the other candidates. As we'll talk about later, NBC didn't allow for people to be interacting with each other, which had some pros to it, had some cons. But overall, he was a B. I thought he could have done a lot better to distinguish himself.